Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my review for the new DLC for Batman Arkham City titled Harley Quinn's Revenge. And of course, in this DLC, Harley Quinn is getting revenge for something that happened in Arkham City that I will not spoil, but let's just say she's not very happy at Batman. And in the beginning of the game, you actually play as Robin, of course the sidekick of Batman, and he has to go investigate what happened to Batman because 2 days before this game's DLC starts, he just goes out, looks for a bunch of cops that got captured by Harley Quinn, and gets captured himself. So now Robin is tasked to go and find Batman and save him, of course. And that's really the story of the DLC. It's a very short DLC. It's about 2.5 hours long, so the story isn't all that long. Luckily, the dialogue and the characters and the voice acting is still great in this game, so even though the story is, to be honest, not all that necessary for people that played Arkham City, it's still a nice little addition to Arkham City. So if you wanted more story, then there you go. The story here is fine enough for you to go, wow, that was good. So now you're probably asking, what else did they add to this DLC? Well, of course they added more voice acting from Kevin Conroy and the rest of the cast, and it's all great. The voice acting is fantastic, just like it was in the original game, and the new dialogue that they wrote is also good. And some of the new characters, like Robin. I mean, Robin wasn't that big of a character in Arkham City. He was like in it for maybe 2-3 minutes, and that was it. So it's really cool to get to be able to actually play him. They also add, of course, Robin for you to play, so that's a new thing. They add one new villain and one new enemy that you have to fight at the end of the game, which I thought was kind of weird. It wasn't a villain, it's just a new enemy for you to beat the crap out of. So at the end you get to fight them. There's a lot of stealth parts, there's a lot of combat parts, but for the most part, it's more of the same from this DLC. And don't get me wrong, the combat is absolutely fantastic, just like it was in the original game. And the stealth is a lot of fun, just going around and like picking ways to take out some enemies without them noticing. It's really, really fun, just like it was in Arkham City. The thing is, it's only about 2.5 hours more of that stuff. So that means there's only a few big combat sections and only like 2 stealth moments. So it's not like it's like bursting with content. But of course, you actually get to play as Robin, so that's some more content. Was that any different? Well, I gotta admit, he has a few different gadgets, and he has a pole besides Batman, who just has his fist. So it is actually somewhat different. Robin has some gadgets like a shield that he can use to block bullets or use to beat over the head of enemies. He has this zip line thing that doesn't just zip onto walls, it actually zips onto enemies, and you could go and like kick them while zipping to them, which is really cool. He has these sticky bombs that stick onto enemies and stun other enemies when they explode on that enemy. He also has, of course, his pole. He also has his shurikens, which are pretty much his batarangs. So he has a few cool little gadgets, and he does feel a little different than Batman. And also, he's badass looking. So you could look at him being badass while you're beating some enemies up. So I would say Robin as a whole is a lot of fun to play, and you do get to play as him a lot. So there you go. There is my review for the DLC. I thought Robin was a lot of fun to play as. The combat's still great. The stealth moments are great. The story is decent enough, and the dialogue is a lot of fun to listen to. But for $10, I think it's lacking on a little bit of content. If it was like 3.5 hours or 4 hours, then I'd be saying, hell yeah, get it. But it's only about 2 to 2.5 hours. So you know what? I would say if you really love Arkham City, then get it. If you're just like, yeah, I like it, I didn't think it was amazing, but I really liked Arkham City, then don't get it, because it's just more of the same. But if you're a huge fan like me, I would say get it. Oh, and before I actually end this review, I want to say this. They actually throw out some little plot hints on where the story might be going in the environment, so definitely keep an eye out on some of the environments and check them out because they give some plot hints and it's actually really cool. So with that being said, I still enjoyed this DLC. I didn't think it was amazing, but I enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it a 3.7 out of a 5, which is a 7.4 out of 10 on a regular 0 to 10 scale. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you and goodbye.